Hello, and welcome to Spotlight on Education. I'm Dr. Jamie Savedoff, the Superintendent of Schools in East Brunswick, and your host for today's program. Today I'm joined by Mr. Robert McGarry, who is our new Supervisor of Arts Education in East Brunswick, and he joined us in September, I believe.
Yep.
Since you're new, and a lot of people don't know who you are, can you take a moment and just tell us a little bit about who you are and where you've been?
Sure. I got into education as a music teacher, graduating from Bucknell University and the Hart School of Music with a master's degree in music education. I've taught vocal music at both the middle school and elementary level, and have come to East Brunswick from the Montville schools in Morris County.
And you were also an arts supervisor.
Yes.
In that position. Now, I know personally you have a theater background, and,
Yes.
which I find very interesting, and you direct and also act in productions?
In local community theaters, both in Red Bank and in most recently in Lakewood, and also I've done some work in Somerset as well at the Villagers Theater. Some people in East Brunswick might be familiar with that.
What was the last production that you were in?
Carousel.
Good.
Carousel.
You directed and?
Actually, I was in it.
In it,
Yeah.
okay, excellent. So you not only supervise it, but you actually are a talented director and actor, and bring a lot to East Brunswick. Tell us about the areas that you supervise. We call it the Supervisor of Arts Education, but more specifically, what areas are you involved in supervising?
I oversee the programs K through 12 in art, visual arts, music, and also theater arts. And serve as a resource not only to just the teachers teaching those, but to the teachers who are, in the elementary classrooms, serving to help them integrate the arts into what they do as well.
And that's, I think, a very important word that you just used was the integration of the arts. And can you give us some examples of that?
Sure. Actually, this year the teachers in the arts have worked on developing a brochure for teachers who are in the classroom on ways that they can use the arts in teaching science, in teaching social studies, math, or language arts.
A lot of people don't realize, but there's a real connection between the arts and between learning math and science, and there have been some studies that show that people who study music or listen to music, particularly Beethoven and Bach, actually improve their logistical and logical reasoning and do better in what we call the hard subjects. So that's outstanding. Tell me, what are your initial reactions so far after going through almost a year of East Brunswick?
Initially, it's a terrific place to be in the arts. I feel really pleased to work in a community and for a Board of Education that really values arts education and supports the arts as much as they do here in East Brunswick. And from what I can tell from being in the classrooms in all of the schools, it's an exciting and vibrant program that we have.
Well, today we're going to focus on some of our Artists in Residence programs. And so could you start off by explaining what these programs are and the programs that we're hosting this year?
Sure. 20 years ago, the State Department of Education began a program called the New Jersey School of the Arts, which actually was a program designed to develop a school of artists who could go into public schools and do artist in residence programs. 2 years ago, the state allotted each high school in the state the opportunity to host 2 artists in residence. That's one area of the residency programs that we've worked on this year. We've had so far 1 artist at the high school, Rosanna Consalvo Sarto, who's a professional actress, has appeared off-Broadway and at the Paper Mill Playhouse. She worked with some of our theater students at the high school actually last week as sort of an in-school field trip. And in 2 weeks, we will be hosting a man by the name of Brian Appleby Weinberg, who is a professional trumpet player, plays with the Cleveland Orchestra and the Indianapolis Symphony, and he'll be working at the high school with our brass students in our band program. Other than that, the district has for several years been having a residency program at our elementary schools that is funded through the Board of Education through our aesthetic education fund, and this year we have a residency with the American Repertory Ballet, which has been in our schools for a couple of years now, working with our 5th grade students in dance. And this year the piece that they're doing is called Lambarena, which is a really unusual piece.
First position, second position. First, second. Yes, good. Fourth position, step forward so your legs are wide and you can still drive a tractor through here. Good. Fifth position, toe to heel. Right. Toe to heel, both feet turning out. Oopsie, Stephen. There you go. Ah, beautiful. Who's this? Jean. Gorgeous. First position. Second position. Third position. Fourth position. Fifth position. Four. Second position. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third position. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth position. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth position. Plie. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up on your toes. Releve. 8 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, ready? Here we go. Music. Lift up. Don't bounce. 3. Use the muscles of your legs. 4. Second position. 1, 2. I can see you, Stephen, no matter where you stand. 3. Arms up. 4.
How do we make
Third
the
position.
decision, or how do we select the particular residency programs, and how do they fit into our curriculum?
At the high school level, the teachers in the arts programs, both theater, music, and also in the visual arts, met back in September when we learned that the state would be continuing the program. And we looked at our curriculum, and they looked at the courses they were teaching to identify areas that we could use an artist in residence based upon the availability of the artists and also the format that the residency would take. And so we identified 2 areas, theater and also instrumental music of a band nature, not the orchestra, that we really needed some additional support through artists. So that's how we identified those. At the elementary level, the aesthetic education program has been, I think, based in dance for a long time, because the dance is one of the 4 arts programs that the state says students need to be exposed to at the elementary level. And so the residency program is our way in East Brunswick of addressing dance. That's how that has come about.
Well, the American Repertory Ballet includes dance and music lessons for students in the 5th grade.
Correct.
How do we go about planning for the visitation of the resident artist?
Okay. Actually, the elementary music teachers, which is the venue that we use for the teaching artists to come into, met back in September, and we looked at a couple of different options for artists to come in, considering maybe moving in a different direction from ballet, but then the teachers, many of whom are subscribers to the American Rep, had seen the piece that the ballet wanted to bring to us this year, and really made a strong case for bringing the American Rep back to the district this year. We began talking about it back in September, meeting with Young Audiences, which is the organization that helps us make the connection to the ballet. And back in late February, we held a training session with all of the music teachers from the district and teaching artists from the ballet, and planned for the residency, which includes music teachers incorporating concepts of ballet into their classes, as well as some other activities.
Now, that particular residency has music and dance in 2 different genres. So what are the different genres, and what are the lessons include specifically?
Sure. One of the reasons that the teachers felt so strongly about having the American Rep back this year was because the piece that they are using for the residency this year is called Lambarena, which is an unusual blending of both traditional ballet and African dance. So it has kind of a blend of modern dance and also ballet. And also it incorporates the music of Bach, fused with tribal African and African folk music. So it was a really interesting piece to us. So we were really pleased that not only are we going to have teaching artists from the ballet come into each classroom, but also each school then had an African dance workshop.
Let's take a longer look at the students learning ballet and African dance.
And today we're going to be working on West African dance called Manjani. You guys say Manjani? Manjani. Manjani is a dance from West Africa, Guinea, and is a celebration dance. This dance is normally done if someone's becoming of age. For instance, if maybe you're 10 and you're turning, 12 or 14, becoming of age, getting older to come into manhood or womanhood, this dance is normally done. It's also done for weddings and even sometimes at funerals, just to celebrate that person's life. They do this dance called Manjani to celebrate life. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm wearing, and then I want to get started because I know you guys are going to really enjoy this. This is called a lapa. Can everyone say lapa? Lapa. Okay. Basically, it's just a piece of fabric that wraps around your waist, and it just hangs pretty long. Now, we use this here as costume, but in Africa, there are still a lot of different villages in Africa that wear this as part of their regular dress. So this would be considered some of them regular clothes, as well as the clothes you're wearing today, they still wear that too. But here we're wearing this as costume. Now, does anyone know what this little shell is called that's on my necklace, if you can see that? Does anybody know? Or seen it before? Did you say it? I know. Anybody have an idea? Okay, it's called a cowrie shell. Can you guys say cowrie shell? Cowrie shell. Okay. Now, cowrie shell at one time used to be used as money in Africa. Now today it's used as jewelry. So if you go to the jewelry store, you see beautiful earrings, necklaces, and bracelets. So this used to be used as money at one time. Now it's just part of our culture, using as jewelry, and we also still use it to dress our costuming when we're performing. Now, Farah is wearing a pair of pants called shokatos. Can everyone say shokatos? Shokatos. Now, shokatos are basically pants for men. Now, women wear them as well, but they're basically for men. They're big sort of pants that are very baggy. They have a huge drop in the front, so it's easy to kick and dance with. Now, back at maybe a few years ago, maybe a little before your time, there was this dancer called MC Hammer. He did like a lot of hip-hop dancing. Has anybody heard of him before? Okay, so when he came out with those pants, everyone said, wow, those pants are great. But these pants have been used in Africa still today as part of the regular dress code, but we use them here to perform it because they're very fluid. They move very easily with the dancer's legs.
Right now, as Ms. Rondo was talking about all the dance we're going to do being from West Africa, this drum is also from West Africa. Now, the djembe drum is a very loud drum, and it used to be used to call people together. So they make noise, they play a rhythm, and that rhythm would signify what was happening in the village, and they'd use that basically as the first telephone. So the djembe drum was a very loud drum. Now, the drum has a few notes to it. We were talking a little bit earlier about tapping on the drum and how do you make music from the drum. The drum actually has 3 notes that I play when I'm making music. The first is in the middle. It's called a bass. Everybody say bass. Bass. The next one's on the side. It's called a tone. Everybody say tone. The last sound is called a slap. Everybody say slap. Slap. Now, when we're playing the music, you have to listen very carefully because I'll use those notes in combination.
We're going to start with our legs out in parallel position. Second, toes up, turning forward. Hands are down, and we're very relaxed. We're going to start the head going side to side. Ready? Jab, leg, side, leg, 2, and side. Inside, 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 inside. Looking up and down. Looking up and down, and up, and down, and up, and down. Ear to your shoulder. Side 1, and 2. To the
Robert, what is the importance of teaching the two different types of dance to the students?
I think to give them a sense of what the piece, Lamborena, and what the choreographer had in mind when putting that piece together. That was probably why the ballet felt so strongly that we have the African workshop come in, because that's such an influence in the piece.
And what is the conclusion to the program? Once the students have worked with the teaching artists, is that the end of the program, or do we have some follow-up?
Actually, the students, the entire 5th grade from all 8 elementary schools, will be traveling to East Brunswick High School on April 2nd to see a performance of highlights of Lamborena performed by the ballet company. After that, each teaching artist from the ballet will be visiting classrooms for a follow-up and debriefing with the students.
Now, are these types of residency programs, do we hold these in the schools each year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been holding these in the schools for some time now.
And what are our plans for next year?
Well, I think we're going to take a look at continuing with some type of dance residency, because it is filling a need that we have to address dance at the elementary level. Whether it will be a ballet residency or maybe a modern dance residency, we're not sure, but we're going to be taking a look at that.
Do we have anything on the horizon since you've been in the district now for a whole 7 or 8 months?
Mm-hmm.
Are you working with the teachers on bringing any other kinds of programs to the district, or are there any initiatives that you'd like to see?
Well, I think one program that is really going to be developing and evolving over the next few years is our drama program, specifically at the high school. With an increased graduation requirement in the arts, we're really looking seriously at developing some new courses in theater, because we found that we have students going on to college to study theater, and we feel like we really need to give them a strong background in that area.
What are some of the, you're talking of course about the core curriculum standards.
Mm-hmm.
What is some of the impact of that on East Brunswick?
The impact of the graduation requirements?
The graduation requirements, yes.
That each student now at the high school level will have to finish 2 years or 10 credits in the visual performing or practical arts. So it's going to have an increased enrollment in our arts courses. So we're looking at ways to address those needs, and also to offer a diverse offerings for students who might not be interested in necessarily the visual arts or music. You know, here's theater arts, another opportunity to explore the arts.
Is there anything you'd like to add before we close?
I'd really just encourage the community to get out to see performances. There's ongoing performances all the time. Our library art show is coming up the month of April and May. There's so much going on in the arts in the schools. Well,
there's an excellent program, and it's easy to see from the video that the students really enjoy learning and participating in the different types of dance.
Mm-hmm.
In East Brunswick, the arts are a very important part of our curriculum, and I want to wish you continued success and good luck in East Brunswick, and I want to thank the community for watching us today. Thank you.